and you just type to indicate if you can see the screen. Okay, so today's stat is on FT. So we did Z standard deviation and normal distributions. You did the Z test, T test. Now we are going to focus on F test, right? So this question is based on that F test. So the question one is saying that in a study of starting salary for assistant professors, 5 male assistant professors at each of 3 types of doctor granting institution were randomly polled, and their starting salary were recorded under the condition of anonymity. The results of the survey, measured in $1,000, are given in the following table. Now they're asking you conduct a hypothesis test to see if the mean salary differ per institution. Show all 4 steps with all your working. So there are 4 steps. So the one thing that you need to do is to find out the means of this. Okay. So after you find your means and your grand mean, then you can start with the step 1. So basically this question is similar to what is the examples in your textbook in your on chapter 10. I'm just gonna show it. So it's similar to this question here. Okay, so it's this question. So I'm just gonna explain this question, and then I want you guys to try the question for your data. So this question is about there are 4 steps that you need to do. So you are given three variables, okay? Method 1, method 2, and method 3 for treatment group, okay? And now you have to find your means first. So your mean, the first mean is just adding this, and dividing by the total. You add these values, you divide by the total. You add the other value, you divide by the total. So you found, this is the means that they found, all right? And your grand mean is adding everything and dividing by the total of everything that is given there, okay? So let's do that for our question, that one. Okay, so this is the third one. So I'm just gonna stop sharing this so I can share the other. Or if you guys, yeah, I'll just share the other screen. Okay, so we want to calculate our means. Okay, I've just pasted this in Excel, and I want to calculate our means. So the average of this one, I want the average of this one. You can use Excel or you can calculate manually. So average of the whole of that, okay, is 45, and I want the average for all of this. So I'll just click here, hold the case, the right case, the first, the left cursor, and just scroll it down. It will calculate the means of the whole thing. Now the grand mean is the total. You can also calculate manually by just adding these numbers here and dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also adding all this, divide by 5, you find the same number. We can even try. Let's try for this one. So it's gonna be equals sum. So I'm just gonna sum this whole thing. Okay, and divide by 5. It must give me the same value. Okay, I didn't equals, did I equal? Okay, then, oh, because we applied the values already, so it's not gonna allow us. But basically, that's what you need to do, is just, you can just add it up and divide by the total number. Let me try again. Okay, so I want to divide this by 5. Okay, yeah, you see, it's the same value. And the grand mean is just the total of everything. So the total of everything here, the average of all these numbers, all right, is your grand total. So your grand total is 5.6. Right, let's see. Okay, so basically this is what you found already. So you can just copy these values. So let's just copy the whole thing. Okay. So I'll just copy that and paste it in Math. Okay, so they're asking you to find they're asking you to find the hypothesis. So first, that's your first thing you need to do, is to find the sums. All right. So the sums of that. Okay, so let's go and check it out. So I just copied that in a Microsoft. Okay, these are the sums, the grand total, the means. Now they're asking you to find first step. So let's look at what is the first step that you need to do. All right. So let's go back to our, okay. So the first step that you need to do is to find step one. You need to define your null hypothesis and your alternative hypothesis. So your null hypothesis will be this. Okay, it's exactly the same thing. Okay, for our question, that's your null hypothesis. So you say that your null, so all the values are equal, or at least two differ, because the question, our question here, our question is to find out, to test the hypothesis, to see if the mean salary differ. Okay, to see if the mean salary differ. So the null hypothesis would that the null hypothesis will be that they are equal. The alternative is what we want to find out. So we want to reject the null hypothesis that they are equal. We want to find if they are not equal, which is the alternative hypothesis. So the alternative hypothesis, you say that at least one differs. Okay, so that's our step one. Okay, our step two. Okay, our step two is to find our step two is to find to define the critical value and rejection value. So on this question, the F test, you need to find your critical value by finding your F test. Okay, and the F test here is just the alpha is given, and you have to find your upper confidence interval. So your K is the number of methods that are given. Here you are given 3 methods. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Your K is 3. So your upper degrees of freedom will be K minus 1. K minus 1. Yeah, it's gonna be 2. All right, and the other degrees of freedom will be n minus k. So your n is the total of everything that is given. So here we are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 15. Okay. 15. So n minus k is 15. That's your other degrees of freedom. Then you go into your F distribution and check. Okay. I hope you guys know how to check on your F distribution. Anyone who doesn't know, you guys know how to check on your F distribution, the degrees of freedom?
Can you please show it to us?
Okay, I'm just gonna send the F test on the chat. Yes, let me check if I can download it on Google. Okay, let me just send this one. So I sent you the F test on the chat. Did everyone see it? Did you guys receive the F table? Can you indicate? Okay, so here you have two. Can you see DF1, DF2? Can you see DF1, DF2? Okay, I think I sent the, let me send you the F table for, there are two different F tables. The other one is for 0.5, the other one is for 0.5, the other one is for,
Yeah, we have it on the Canva.
yeah.
On the stats table.
Yeah, please. So if you just go to the one with 0.5, so don't make a mistake.
I felt like I didn't want to be like too cruel to him. I thought maybe, you know, like I was just gonna be like kind, just give him at least the 50%.
Okay, guys, can you
At first, that was
please
like my
mute
ideal
yourself?
percentage that I wanted to give him, right? And then later on, I started reading through all the chats, right? Looking at
Guys, please, someone is, can you mute yourself, please? Okay, guys, so the F distribution, you have degrees of freedom upper and the degrees DF2 and DF1. So your DF2, okay, the one I've sent you on WhatsApp is just for 0.1, but there's the other one for 0.5. So we are dealing with 0.5. So if you look at the 0.5, the 2 is the DF1, and 12 is K, the K minus 1 that you find here is 2. That is the degrees of freedom 1, and the other one, the 12. And then you just check, and whatever you found is the answer that you found this here, the answer that is found here. Okay? But be careful, don't use, I send you the one for 0.10, but you must choose the light one, all right? Okay, let's continue. So step three is to calculate the F test. So the F test, for you to calculate the F test, you need to find what is called the grand mean. And the grand mean is only calculated by finding the grand total. What we did basically on that Excel sheet is just adding all the values and dividing it by the total number. So they just added the whole values, method 1, method 2 to method 1, method 2. They added all these values here. They just added them and divided by 15. Okay, that's your grand total. Okay, so your grand total is here is 214, and then you divide it by the number 15, and you to find the grand mean. Basically, is what I did on Excel, finding the average of everything. All right, and then after calculating that, here they have calculated grand total because you need this you need this for your other calculations down there, right? So you need to find your grand total. Your y squared basically is just squaring everything that is given on your table. Right. And then you calculate the total sum of squares. The total sum of squares is what is, if you already found the square root of the numbers that is given minus the sum of the number squared divided by n. That's the total sum of squares. Okay. So this is you should have calculated it already here. Okay. The 4,100 minus the grand total, which was the grand total squared. Okay, so it was 242. You just squared it, divide by 2 to find the TSS. Okay, after calculating the sum of the squares, then you calculate the STS, the sum of squares for the treatment. Okay, now to find this sum of the square of the treatment is just doing the thing separately. So this n is for the first one. So 5 is for the first method. You just doing it separately. You do all the methods separately. Okay, so our n for the first method, let's look at n for the first method. Our n for the first method is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's gonna be 5. It's gonna be 5. Okay, 5 times, this is the mean of the method 1 minus the grand mean that we already found. Okay, the grand mean. The same, then you square it, you plus the second method. The second method, the n is 6 times the mean. Times the mean of the second method is 13 minus 16 minus, which is the grand mean. So you square it plus the third method. Third method, you have here how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 times the mean. The mean is 14. The mean is 20 minus the grand mean, you square it. You add everything. That is the sum of squares of your treatment. Okay, so just know this method here, this thing, the method, the STS method. Okay, and then you just put in there. So that's basically what is happening here on that 3. I can just show you the memo. So basically that was the thing, and you calculated your critical values, and then you find your STA, sum of the squares of the treatment. That's what I was explaining there. You find the first treatment was 5. The mean for, if you go to the grand mean was 60.29 plus 56.06 minus 60.29, and you find your answers. All right. And then you find the SS, the sum of squares of the error. Okay, so how do you find that one? Again, let's go back to the question, to the chapter 10. Sum of the mean of squares, that's step 3. You calculate sum of the mean of errors by just subtracting. So sum of the mean of errors is the TSS that you found in the previous section minus sum of the square of the temperature. So it's just basically what you found already here. So the most important thing is to find your TSS and your SST. So you just subtract that to find the error. So that from the STS that you find on step 3B. That's the sum of the error. So it's what you get there. Also on the memo, if you receive the memo, you see that it's just a subtraction of the 2. Okay, you subtract the 2. And then let's find the last step. So the last step is to calculate the means of the square for the treatment, the MST. So you found your SSE already, your TSS, and so you use this. So it's important that you don't make mistake on these terms, because these terms will guarantee what your answers will be. If it's wrong, everything is wrong. So your MST, basically this is the formula for MST, is just SST divided by K minus 1. K is the number of methods that are given there. In our question, our K can be just what is asked here? 3 types of doctoral guarantee institution. How many institutions that are given? So you are given 1, 2, 3 institutions. That's your K. Okay. Okay, so then K minus your MS, your mean sum of the square for the treatment is basically just SST over K minus 1. Okay, so you just get whatever you found here. So the trick is to find these values. Okay, the rest is easy. Okay, step 3 is you just take your values up there and you subtract, and that's your answer. Okay, and the mean sum of the squares is basically just this whole thing that you found here, sum of square of L minus N minus K. Okay, don't confuse yourself here. This the first one is K minus 1, the other one is N minus K. Then you find your answers. Now to calculate the F statistics, if you found all those things, your F statistics is just MST minus mean sum of errors. So it's just that minus divide by that. That's your F test. So how do you make your decision? So you make your decision if your critical values that you found there is greater than the F test, you reject. Okay. So your critical value that you found here on the second step, okay, on the second step, your critical values, yes, your critical value that you found here. Okay, so your critical value, this one, if this one is greater than the F statistics that you found here, so 3.8, if that one is greater than this, in this case is less, then you do not reject. If it's greater, you reject the null hypothesis. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so what I'm saying there, the F test is greater than the critical value. Yes, the critical value is less than the F test. If the critical value is less than the F test, then you reject. But oh no, sorry, the other way around. If the F test is greater than the critical value, then we reject the null hypothesis. All right, it's the other way. So if your F test is greater than the critical value, you reject. So they rejected the null hypothesis. Okay, the hypothesis that there's no enough evidence to show that the two proportion means differ. If you reject the null hypothesis, that means your alternative hypothesis is right. So the same with our question here. Okay, because it's difficult to teach maths using Zoom. We're really supposed to be on class so we can write it down. It's not easy to teach maths with the Zoom, because you need to write down and solve these things. So I hope you guys understanding what I'm explaining. All right, so here we found our SSMS. Okay, let's see what found our critical value. Our F statistics was 7.5. So if F statistics is greater than the F critical, then we reject. The F critical is 3.88. All right. Therefore, do we reject or what's the answer? Should we reject or not? Okay, we reject. So we reject the null hypothesis because it's greater than the other one. All right, guys. So let's go to question 2 before we run out of time. So question 2 is very easy, very easy. Study the table below. So this is, and they're asking you to find the error. So this is the sum of square, the error, and they give you sum of square. So this is SST, SSE. So this is SST, SSE. Okay. So they are asking you determine the mean of B. So who can find what is B? So remember, this is sum of the square. So I want the mean, the MST. So what is the MST? Remember the formula. MST, yeah, is SST divided by K minus 1. Okay. SST, can you take this formula down? So MST is SST divided by K minus 1. Take the formula down, please. MST is SST K minus 1. Okay. So here you have SST is this one. So you just have to know what is K. They give you K here is 3. So it's gonna be this divided by 3 minus 1. Okay. So basically it's this one here. Let's go to question 2. Yeah, it's what you find here. So it's this divided by 3 minus 1. Okay, you'll find your answer here. So anyone who can find this one, and let's find the error, because they give you the total of the treatment is 18. Therefore, if treatment, if the total of the first treatment 3, then the other one must, this one is just the difference between 18 minus 3, which is 15. Can anyone find this? C? Anyone wanna try C? Anyone wanna try C? What would be C? Remember, this is sum of the square of error. You want to find MSE, the mean square error. The mean square error, the formula is here. The mean square error is here. So you have SSE minus N minus K. Okay, our N is 18 and our K is 3. Our N is 18, our K is 3. Okay, so someone said 33.24. Okay, so you just define, yes, it's fine, it's correct. They just, so it's just a matter of decimal places. So you are right, it's correct. All right. Nusukizi, yeah, thank you for trying. You are right, correct. All right, so these maths are very easy. Just know what they are asking you, don't get confused. And then your F, what is your F? The formula for your F is basically just the MCT divided by the N. Remember, our F was MCT divided by MSE. So it's just the two things there. So what would be our F? What is D? Anyone wanna try? So what would be D? Yeah, can anyone try D? So D is just basically you divide the 2, 641 divide by 496. Remember the formula is, here is the formula for finding F. Is mean sum of the square of the temperature divided by mean of the errors. Okay. So that's your F test. So what will be the decision? Okay, let's go to the question. So our D is just divide the 2. You just divide the 2. Yes, Lorna, thank you for trying. Okay, so the answer is just dividing the 2, and it's basically 6.43. You just divide the 2 values, the values that you found. Sorry, I made a mistake. I was showing the sum of the square. You divide the answers that you found for the mean. All right. Okay, my apology for that. So you're dividing these 2. 13.96 divided by 33. What you found, the mean squares. Okay, not the sum of the squares, the mean squares. All right. My apology for that. And Lorna, thank you for trying. And then what will be your decision? Remember, you have your F. What will be your decision? Your critical value is this one. What can be your decision? They ask you to find the critical value, but you can find it on the table. That's they have already shown you how. But what will be the decision? So the decision is to what? Is to reject the null hypothesis. Okay. Correct. So Rona said, so you do not round down. You can round it off based on what they give you. If they give you 2 decimal places, remember here it's written 4 decimal places. That's what they were asked to do. But if they give you 2 decimal places, you need to figure out what decimal places they give you, and only round off at the end. All right, always round it off at the end. So finish all your calculation, and at the end you round it off. Okay, any other question? Okay, do you guys have any other question? So basically that's the whole memo. The decision is you reject the null hypothesis. If you reject the null hypothesis, it means that there is no difference, or there's not enough sufficient evidence to prove that there is a difference between the progression means. Okay. So question 2 is very easy, guys. If you get this in the max, I think they'll give you this. If you have a test, please prepare this part, because especially this part, they might ask you questions. So please prepare the chart. Okay. If there's no other question, I wish you all the best. I think that should be the end of our chat today. Yeah, thank you for connecting. If you have any other question, you can ask me on the chat. If you don't have any question, then all the best with your assignment. Please work hard. Please work hard so you can get a better grade. Okay, all the best. Thank you. Bye.